thing I want to talk about today, and I'll try and keep it fast, is this concept that we are an organism, not a mechanism. Okay, this is particularly relevant to me. I have kind of like an engineer's brain. I like to think things through. That was a hummingbird. I don't know if you could hear that. I like to think things through. I like to base myself in a kind of a thoughtful, intellectual, scientific, rigorous approach. Yeah, I like to maintain consistency with how I was yesterday. I like to be kind of firmly grounded, to follow the scientific approach. Yeah, and it turns out that human beings are not entirely linear. They're not entirely scientific. We are capable of holding utterly conflicting views at the same time and believing wholeheartedly in both of them or all of them. And that doesn't sit very well with someone who kind of believes in thoughts, in direction, in planning, yeah? Because if you plan, you kind of expect that your plans are going to come to fruition, as if you're semi-omnipotent to a certain extent, yeah? And, you just push a bit harder and try a bit harder, and then you'll obviously get there and all that kind of nonsense. And so it turns out that if you can start relating to yourself as an organism, as not a series of actions causing further actions, choices driving actions, cause and effect sort of thing, and instead that we have, at the very least, a myriad of goals. There might be, if you really, really thought about it very hard, a pecking order to the things that you want. But in practice, we are conflicted. We want multiple things, and some of those are in direct conflict with each other. When you let go of that idea that I must, and I must see the fruits of my actions and all that kind of stuff. It's nice to have it as a goal. It's nice to have it as an intention. But to start to see yourself as part of this rippling out of everything that is around us, yeah, the wildness and unpredictability and chaos of the world, of which we're such a tiny part. And maybe from time to time you can do something which does indeed have the action that you expect it to do. But the majority of the time there's just so much going on that it's impossible to cause that effect. You may contribute to it, but it's going to be part of this pinball of life. Yeah. So there's something wonderfully freeing about understanding that we're an organism, not a mechanism, because suddenly you see yourself in a different way. There's less reason to be callous with yourself. The inner chatter can be a little more forgiving. It'll be a little more kind. You can be less judgmental with yourself. It's okay then to not know. It's okay to not have a plan. It's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to sometimes say, I don't know, and to let things unfurl. It's okay, weirdly, suddenly, to start trusting your intuition rather than thinking through in this critical part of your mind, which is supposed to know it all. So it's a very freeing thing, coming to the conclusion, or the acceptance maybe, that we are an organism, not a mechanism. That's my gift to you today. Yeah, sit with it and chew upon it and see where it leads you, because it can lead me. It led me, at least, to an aspect of self-acceptance, self-forgiveness for all the things that I thought I was supposed to be doing that was supposed to lead in a certain way and didn't. And all that failing, trapping nonsense that goes with that, and even the things that did work weren't being appreciated in the way that I would have liked to have done so, because there was always something else to be impatient about, to try towards, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So the more that you can accept that, turns out we are an organism, not a mechanism. We're not if this, then that. It's tremendously freeing. All right, thanks a lot for watching. If this is something which is of interest, I'm doing a lot of these. I'm doing a lot of these little nuggets of, God, I wish I could have known this before I started out on this journey, inadvertently. So if it's of interest, then subscribe, because there will be many, many others. All right, take care. Bye.